What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Benzinga Live. Today, we've got a big show planned. So, coming on with us in about 15 minutes will be Vivi, Biotech Queen. We will be talking some biotech stocks to buy right now, as well as some of Vivi's top holdings. Spencer, Rohan, where's Spencer?
That's a great question.
All right, well, the show goes on without Spencer. Like I said, we've got Vivi coming on at 12:15. Then at 12:30, we've got Winc co-founder Geoff McFarlane. 12:45, Longeveron. Big news today with the company. Oh, there's Spencer.
I'm here. Oh, okay.
Spencer, go. All right.
I'm here. Hello.
Hey, look at us, Spencer. We're kind of matching today.
Oh, that's weird. Hey, what's up? Does my mic work? Yes. Yes.
It works, Spencer.
You. Okay. What's up, guys? What'd I miss?
I'm just giving the quick agenda for the show today. So Longeveron released some news today that we actually broke on Benzinga Pro. Stock is up more than 100%, Spencer.
Can they do that? Shouldn't it be a limit up?
I don't know. We'll talk to the company. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Then at 12:20, we've got Jerry from the E.A.T podcast joining the show. So that should be fun. Always good to get other podcasters on the show.
I need to eat is what I need to do.
All right, go eat. Wow.
I can't leave. I'm having too much fun.
You can take a break. Come on. You were just live for a while. And then after Jerry from the E.A.T podcast, we will get into our Guess the Chart challenge, as well as potentially some trades from the chat.
Don't we have trivia? Did you skip trivia?
Oh, I did not skip trivia. Trivia at 1 p.m.
Trivia at 1 p.m. Guys, trivia is back on the menu. Okay? You asked, we delivered. You said you want trivia. We said, okay, you get trivia. Trivia is back on the menu starting today, every Thursday, forever.
Yep. So real quick, Spencer, we're going to start with some of our top headlines of the day. As we round out this earnings season, we had a few big companies report yesterday afternoon and this morning. Let me go ahead and get my Benzinga Pro pulled up. I'm sure you guys in the chat can guess which stocks we are talking about. That would be Alibaba this morning, ticker BABA. The stock. Whoa, this is not the right branding. Let's
fix that.
Let's fix that.
Benzinga Live branding. Oh God.
There we go. So Alibaba, we talked about it yesterday with Gareth Soloway on the show, as well as NVIDIA. So Baba, did not have a great earnings report, Spencer. The estimate was 193. The EPS came in at 174. Sales were estimated at 32 billion, came in at 31 billion. And as a result, Alibaba's down about 10% today, 9% right now, right at the 146 level. What's interesting to me here, Spencer, is if you go look at the chart on a daily chart, you can see Baba is just in this horrendous downtrend since it topped out at about 310 almost exactly a year ago, around last October, last November, and the stock has just come all the way down. Right when it hit 140, I think it got down to about 139. It bounced from 140 all the way to around 180. So it took a $40 run from 140 to 180. Now, of course, off the bad earnings, the stock's coming back down 146. So I'm going to sit on the sideline, Spencer, and wait. And if we hit this 139, 140 level again, then I think we could see kind of a double bottom reversal pattern and start coming back up. So I'm going to be a buyer at Baba at 140, 139.
Wow. Look at you sticking your neck out on Alibaba. Hey, just for fun, can you pull up JD today?
Yeah, JD. I was going to talk about that next.
Yeah.
So JD.
Wait, can you pull them up together? Can you just compare?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I just want to see JD.
So yeah, I mean, out of the Chinese names right now, JD is showing a lot of strength compared to Baba. Especially if we zoom in, we can see how these charts diverge in the last 2 months or so. So starting right here in September or early September, late August, Baba, continued the downtrend while JD seemed to reverse. So JD went from I can't see the actual price right here, just percentage. But either way, JD had good earnings and is moving up. Baba had bad earnings, moving down. So let me know in the chat if you played Baba earnings at all. I actually, Spencer, had a YOLO call out there for Baba into earnings because I was kind of doing like my contrarian trade. Everyone was buying Baba puts, expecting a bad report. So I thought, oh, hey, maybe the opposite will happen of what we're expecting. Kind of the same thing with NVIDIA. A lot of people were buying NVIDIA puts. Gareth Soloway on the show yesterday was talking about how he was short NVIDIA, that it had just made too much of a run. And I saw everyone talking about NVIDIA puts into earnings. I was like, hey, you know what? So I had a YOLO call on NVIDIA and Baba. Obviously, the Baba one did not go well. The NVIDIA call did go well. So they kind of just balance each other out. So pretty, I don't need claps for it.
Wait, on the Baba thing, you said you'd buy it at 140?
Yep.
Where would you sell it? Like on the down, like assuming it goes against you.
Oh, you're saying like a stop loss type thing? Well, here, let's pull back up the Baba chart and I'll show you. So, I mean, if we get to that 139 level and I buy and we don't see it and we see the downtrend continue, I mean, we have to go
get rid of the second Baba just so we can see the prices.
Hold on.
No, yeah, there you go. Just hit the X.
Hold on, I'm gonna need to refresh this.
No, you're fine.
So that's a good question, Spencer. I think we should.
So Sophia says 138.
138 should be my buy level.
Your sell level.
Oh, my sell level. Yeah, because I
think that's what she's saying. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I essentially agree with that. Because going back, it looks like our next support level would be down here at 129, 130. So yeah, I mean, if we don't bounce off that 139 level, then we'll have a ways to fall. We'll have about $10 more to fall. And I think we'll be able to tell pretty quickly, are we getting that reverse or is it going to blow through that support level of 140 and continue to move lower? But yeah, I mean, if I buy at 140 or 139, set a stop loss at 138, whatever it is, knowing that if it continues to go down, it will go to 130, then maybe that will be my next buy level at 130. But yeah, Spencer, this
wait, so to recap, you're gonna buy at 140, sell at 138, buy at 130,
yeah,
sell at 128.
If I buy at 130,
this is a prudent strategy.
If I buy at 130 and it continues to move down, then we're looking at $87 the next support
87.
Yep, that's my next buy level.
Dear Lord, man. All right, good luck with that. Hey, I see our first guest here lurking in the background. Should we bring her on, or do we have a couple more things you wanted to get to first?
The only other thing that I wanted to touch on real quick was, of course, we mentioned the NVIDIA earnings. Spencer, I know you guys covered this morning in pre-market.
Where is it right now?
It's
where
at
are we?
323 about.
Can you pull up an interday? I'm just curious how.
Let's take a look at the 15-minute. So yeah, I mean, we can see here that we opened. Let's see, where's the open?
You mind if I pull up my charts? Are a little easier to see.
Sure.
I like the white background.
Good feedback.
It's just like a personal preference to me. I like the white background. All right, 15-minute chart. I got some bigger font. Okay. Oh, we did stop going up for a second. Okay. I was wondering when. So we stopped going up at the 9:45 here today?
Yeah,
okay.
So NVIDIA is closing in on becoming the next trillion-dollar company, currently about an $800 billion market cap for NVIDIA. I mean, I think this stock's got it all, Spencer, right? They sell every chip they produce.
They've got the Omniverse, man.
Exactly. They've got everything you could want right now in a stock, whether it's EV, self-driving, robotics, metaverse, gaming, crypto, the list goes on and on. So, you know, I don't know. I still hold shares of NVIDIA in my long portfolio. I see no reason to sell. That's one that I'm hoping to just hold forever. And yeah, let us know.
They do biotech too. I don't know if they do biotech. We're going to ask our guests if they do. Andrew Keel is shaking his head at himself because he had the 320s in NVIDIA and he sold it yesterday. Andrew, as long as you made a profit, don't kill yourself. You know what I mean? Knowing everyone broke making money. What's up, Raz, in the chat?
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys watch this show, you know NVIDIA has long been my favorite stock, one that I talk about time and time again. I guess NVIDIA and Baba, for that matter. So, you know, fun for me to see both companies report earnings essentially in the same day. Let me know in the chat what you're doing with NVIDIA right now. Are you staying on the sideline? Are you FOMO buying? Are you seeing it up 10% right now and coming in at buying at 322? Garrett Soloway from In the Money Stocks yesterday was saying that if we did see this good earnings report and the stock did go up higher, he would be looking to add to his short position. So I do think there is something to be said there that maybe the stock has run just too much too quickly. It's up more than 40% in the last month alone. So let me know. I mean, the contracts are expensive, Spencer. So I don't know if you're going to be willing to spend $2,500, say, on a put contract or something, even if you do think NVIDIA is a little overextended here.
JD's, you cannot have FOMO if you made 122%. Okay.
I don't know. I hear JD. A lot of times
you will never be happy.
A lot of times I'll close an options contract and for 100% gain, say, and then it ends up being, I could have had a 1,000% gain if I held on it.
That's no way to live your life. That's no way to live your life. Okay, let's bring on Vivi, the bio queen. Let's talk some biotech stocks. NVIDIA is getting into biotech. I heard.
You heard?
I heard that.
I'd be surprised if some not telehealth, but I guess like medical technology companies aren't using NVIDIA's. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Vivi on the stream.
Hey, what's up, Vivi?
Hello. How you guys doing?
Wait, Rohan, you can't see either of us right
Rohan,
now.
fix our screen, Rohan. Is he even over there? There he is. Jeez Louise. Vivi, is it true? Is NVIDIA doing biotech now? You know anything?
I haven't heard. No,
I don't think
but
it's
I
true.
saw the price target at 350, right? The new
something like
PT
that.
Yeah. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great, but we want to know about you and because you're always coming through with winners for us. So we want to know biotech stocks. Anything new?
Have you guys
anything
seen
new this week?
Have you guys
your
seen
Twitter has been
XBI?
Your Twitter has been very active. I see you've been tweeting a lot this week.
Yeah, because I'm on Prague, and Prague it's paying me really, really well. So
you're in Prague?
Yeah.
She talked about it last week. She was on.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did.
Wait, Vivi, where in California are you? Because Raz is in LA right now, and he's asking who's in LA.
Who is in LA? Like for Mallow from Twitter.
No, like you. Like he wants where are you?
Yeah.
I'm in San Diego.
Oh,
so take a quick trip up, right? If you're in San Diego, you got to go up to LA.
That's how it works.
Yeah, he can take the train down and come have a dinner with me.
There you go.
Jason, did you hear that? Hop on a train or a bus or an Uber or something and head down to San Diego.
Webcoin brings up a good point, Spencer. NVIDIA makes the chips, the microchips that go into the
packs. All right, Vivi, let's talk some stocks here. What's on your radar here?
So let me tell you guys, it's been bloody hell when it comes to the XBI. XBI has a little bit of a life today. If you look at the chart on XBI, it's been awful in regards to the only thing that's paying everybody is it's Prague at the moment, but I literally if you guys can pull it again, I'm not a finance advisor, but I'll explain to you guys behind, for example, BCRX, why I think it's crazy cheap at these levels and why investors are not really seeing the big picture. So this is Prague. I think I learned it. I start talking at $1.60, and then last week in the show is still pretty much in a good buy price, right? I think it was in a $3 range when we talked about it.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of day traders come in 2 days ago that kind of ruined the chart a little bit and went all the way to 6. But I believe this company has tons of potential. They have now 3 partnerships. They haven't announced who the partners are. But just to make it into just to kind of summarize, what they're doing is they have a special delivery that takes really, really large molecules that usually you could only do through injection into a form of a pill. So a good example, I was talking to you guys, is Humira, right? Humira is a $10 billion drug. per year. It's a monster. And what are they doing? And they're doing a trial where they're taking Humira and putting that in the form of a pill. So imagine a big pharma taking, their injections and be able to turn them into oral delivery. It's going to be even a bigger market share because patients do prefer having an oral pill than being, under infusion or injection. And that leads me to the big picture of a BCRX. If you guys can put it up there, we're talking about with 17. Went all the way to 17. So we're talking here about a company that is a rare disease monster in the making. Just by itself with the Orladeyo sales, they're projecting to be between $500 million to $750 million yearly sales for this drug alone without the oral factor D into consideration. So that would have put us in a $3 billion market cap, and we're right now at a $2 billion market cap. So Orladeyo alone is going to bring between 500 million to 750 million. So right there alone, it doesn't deserve 1158 just on itself, just that Orladeyo, the approved drug. And it started coming down because they were expecting a 70 million for the third quarter of launch, and they got 38 million, the goals were like crazy, but they still are targeting to become a 500 million a year drug. Now you added the factor D pipeline, where is a pipeline that right now at the moment they only have a infusion, in a form of infusion with Alexion that got bought out by AstraZeneca for 39 billion. They're coming up with the oral D, and the difference is from PNH oral D to PNH infusion is not only you having infusion 8 weeks, but you still need transfusion. Patients still need transfusion. BCRX so far, after following them up almost a year, none of the patients needed blood transfusion at all, and it's in the form of a pill. So this is going to be a huge company, huge.
But what is the next? I know you're still bullish, which is great. But what is the next catalyst here?
So that's why I think it's staying there, because the next catalyst is not going to come into earnings, right? It's going to be next earning February 5th. So I think it's going to stay here. It's going to, stay consolidating between 11, 12 until we have the next catalyst. And so I think what people are impatient is because factor D, we're not going to have a data until 2022. Shorts are taking advantage. But for me is, when people say that money makes no money, right? It's not a stock I swing. It's a stock that I put it away when I make money profiting from my swings or my day trades. I put it towards there and I just set and forget it because I know what I'm holding and I know what's going to be in 3 to 4 years. So if you're looking for a quick swing, this is not the company for you. But if you're looking at to hold and get rich from it, that's a kind of a company for you. So I would not suggest you to buy and hold for 6 months.
I love it. Different stocks for different people. It's not, not every stock is right for you, even if you're bullish or bearish, right?
And like I would not particularly just swing the stock. For me, literally, like I'll accumulate. This is kind of a stock that I accumulate, that I have a high conviction that I know it's going to be $100 a share one day. So, but you just have to be patient. So it's not going to be a swing stock for sure. Now, Vivi, talking about swing stock, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to ask you some stocks from the chat, but finish what's on your list first.
No, I was going to tell you guys, ATNF finally had a sign of it got beaten down because a SPAC was going to merge with them, and that didn't happen. So they have a frozen. There's a frozen shoulder. It's going to be a drug for frozen shoulder, and they're reporting data. The management's amazing, and also the data looks very promising. So they're announcing data December 1st. So talking about swing, a 3 to 6 month swing, that would be a good company to swing. So I'm swinging here. I feel like the potential of this company, it's massive. So
you're betting on the data being good.
Yes, I'm betting on the data being good. And then talking about another data that I'm betting it's been good that I talked to you guys about is CKPT, right? CKPT had a really good, they unblind pretty much almost half of the patients. I start talking about this drug when it was I added a 280, and that's when I start talking to you guys about it. The toots added a 290. So they are unblinding the data. It's supposed to report in December, but just you guys to look at it in perspective. So they need to unblind, if I don't remember, it's either 36 or 41 patients, but from the calculations to get 36% overall response rate, they only need to see efficacy in 6 out of those patients. I like the odds here. 6 out of the 36 or 41 patients that need to be unblind need to see, responses. So we need 36% overall response rates. Right now we're like 51. So that's why the calculation is how many patients do we need to unblind to be able to see 36? Does that make sense?
It's not a lot.
No, but do you know what I mean? Does it make sense what I'm talking about? Like right now they're having half of the patients unblind at a 51, and then
you know what? While we're on it, why don't you explain the blind and double blind study thing?
So what happened is a lot of times in oncology drugs, they will look at, they will give you preliminary data. Because, these patients, usually the patients that we're looking here are the patients that, how oncology does, because it's compassion use. You cannot do oncology drugs against placebo, right? So you have these patients are dying and there's an urgency. It's not like doing a nasal spray to trying to find efficacy. So the first indication is always the worst indication, because they're trying that patient that you try everything. They're trying that patient that it's like 3rd, 4th line, and we're finally trying, because these patients are progressing and they're going to die. They usually stage 4. So what they do is they halfway of the study, they unblind part of the patients just to see if we are seeing progression in regards to overall response rate, because again, we want to make sure that these patients are running out of time. We want to make sure that the drug's actually working. So now the last unblinding phase, it's when November, but they need to analyze data. So they should be reporting data in December. Obviously, I told everybody, I don't hold 100% of my position to phase 3, because phase 3 is the worst of all to hold. Think about it. FDA approval, PDUFA is better holding than phase 3, because phase 3 is when most of the trials fail. Like 3 out of 10 companies don't make in a phase 3. So I usually
didn't know that.
hold. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that.
So you make most of your money a lot in a phase 1, phase 2, because it's easy to see activity in mice than it is to see in humans.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah,
obviously.
Spencer and I can make a drug that we see, results in mice.
Please, all right, anyone can get through a phase 1. Please.
Yeah, it's all about what you can do with humans.
So it's all about. So here's why BCRX I'm so bullish. It's all about risk. A lot of companies go to phase 2 when they're not 100% guaranteed that they think they're gonna see efficacy. So they'll go to phase 2 to try a large pool of patients to finally see if they can find that efficacy. BCRX jumped from phase 1 to phase 3. They're taking a huge risk because they saw the preliminary data on efficacy, and they're confident that they're gonna reach a statistical significance at phase 3. So that's why a lot of companies don't jump to phase 3, because they're afraid that they're not gonna show efficacy. So phase 3 is your most dangerous efficacy data ever that you're gonna unblind. So I had 10,000 shares of a CKPT. I unload 7,000. My risk is 10 grand. If I lose half of it, I lost 5K. So that's why I'm holding 3,000 shares into this data.
Vivi, before we let you go, I got to ask you about Sava here. This is the never-ending story. SAVA. Are you still in this? What is going on?
Had a terrible day.
I never bought it, but that's
okay.
It's pretty insane how
isn't it?
I'm pretty much convinced that the system is rigged. Okay. I'm convinced, because think about it. AGEN, just to give you an example, I'll go back to Sava. AGEN was a company that had a PDUFA December 14th. Okay, AGEN had a PDUFA December 14th, and everyone was super okay. That's gonna be for colon cancer again, stage 4, because we usually always look for the sickest patient ever because we try everything else. And you know what happened? Keytruda, which is a giant from Merck, got approved for the same indication 4 months prior. You know what the FDA decided to do? They removed the BLA and decided to say, we don't want to approve anymore. There's no need to approve, because guess what? We already got Keytruda approved 4 months prior for the same indication. And they squished the little guys, completely crushed them. So Sava, that was for me a perfect example of a data manipulation, like to say that the data was wrecked. This company came in, I mean, people lost thousands. Some people had like at $140 a share, to then come back, the FDA investigate to say that actually there was no faulty on the data, that there was nothing illegal that was done, for them to shoot up again. So I don't know what the next update. It's the FDA still behind, saying that there's nothing wrong with the data, right?
I don't even know what's this. I don't know anymore, because now their SEC wants to get involved. So I don't know which way's up.
That is insane. Yeah, but you know why the SEC wants to get involved? Probably for that short company, that short seller company that accused them from fabricating data. The FDA just came back and said there was no data being fabricated. So,
right. That's why I thought this was over. This was over.
So you know what happened to Biogen? When they approved that Alzheimer's drug that wasn't even that efficacious. Do you know doctors are so livid now that the reps are being prohibited to go into their office? They refuse to see reps. The reps are all Biogen. They're like, F you guys. You guys got it approved with no merit. We didn't see any efficacy on that Alzheimer's drug. Guess what? I don't want to see you or anybody from your company ever come into my office again. And
what a mess. This whole situation is a mess, Vivi. It's a mess.
So there's a lot of things for me. I believe that the system is rigged. I mean, I do believe that there's too much moving parts. The big companies scoosh down the smaller companies when there's a competition. ARDX was the biggest loss of my career. I lost 55,000. I believe that there's a rumor saying that the AstraZeneca old person that now is an AstraZeneca, which was Sanofi. AstraZeneca was a competition for ARDX. He used to work at an FDA. There was no reason this company would not get approved. There was 3 trials, all showing efficacy over 1,000 patients, and the FDA completely squished. And to this date, they haven't even told ARDX what they need to get approved. So now they're appealing. They're like they're appealing their cause. So I took a loss there because I think it's going to be a huge fight between them and the FDA. But FDA has not even told them yet why they decided not to approve the drug. So that's why biotechs are a risky business. That's why I think it's easier just to have your high convictions after, like I told you, after a drug is commercialized. Once you have a drug approved and is showing sales, that's when I start adding to my position, because I'll look at Sava, $140 down to $30, all on non-approved drug, all based on data. So it's definitely risky.
It's chaos out there. Vivi is our resident biotech expert. You can follow her on Twitter at biotech_SD.
Do you get some questions? I know now it's time to go, but do you get some questions that I can maybe answer for the next show? By the way, I'm going to be traveling the next 2 weeks, so I'm going to miss you guys. I'm not going to be around.
Next week we won't be here anyway, so don't worry about that.
Week I'm going to be in France.
Okay, AB, just write that down. You'll be in France?
That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to Cancun on Sunday with my kids for Thanksgiving, and I get back and I go meet my mom in Paris.
Oh, must be nice to be Vivi.
Must be nice to be Vivi.
Cancun and Paris.
AB, we'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be here in Detroit.
From bikini to fur coats.
There you
Not fur
go.
coats. Not fur, because I don't do fur coats.
Foffer.
Okay.
I don't
Foffer.
want haters.
Foffer.
All right. Vivi, thanks a lot as always.
If you have any biotech questions, just
drop
tweet
them in the chat.
Yeah, drop them in the chat. Tweet them
email
at.
me, guys, and I'll try to cover some of those takers.
Tweet 'em.
Okay.
All right, but
We'll
thanks a lot,
see you.
Vivi.
Have fun on your vacations, Vivi. Send us some
you.
pictures.
All right, let's pivot here. Let's get away from the biotech and let's go to
Well,
something.
wait,
What?
Yeah, before our next guest, just real quick, I got something to address in the chat. Someone was asking about, Allie was asking about EVFM. Allie, I implore you to go talk to the trading chick on Twitter about EVFM. She was in that trade for a long time and got out. Maybe it's time to do the same. All right, Spencer.
I don't even know that stock. So
it's like a female.
oh gosh,
I don't even know.
I don't want to know
it.
I don't want to know it.
It's a female product.
Oh, that's fine. EVFM, just a ticker doesn't sound.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, let's pivot away from.
Vivi's in the background shaking her head, saying "yuck" to EVFM as
okay,
well.
that's fair enough. Okay, let's pivot to wine. Let's we should have some alcohol on this show. Maybe our next guest can help us out with that. Geoff McFarlane is the co-founder and CEO of Winc, ticker WBEV, just IPO'd a couple of days ago. Let's get Geoff on the show. How do we do that? There he is.
Hey, Geoff.
Good to see
That was
ya.
magic.
What's up? How's it going
Good
today?
to see you. It's going good. It's going good. How are you?
Good. Congrats on the IPO. Tell us about the state of the business right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the state of the business, we IPO'd because we believe we're in a great position with solid momentum. We grew over 78% in 2020, but imports like summer water rosé. Got to get that for you guys on the show. And follow the beast. We've created this portfolio of modern brands for the modern consumer, and it's growing extremely quickly. Our wholesale business, this year has grown over 90% in the first half of the year, over 100% in Q3. And we're really just in an opportunistic stage where we've got, a lot of opportunity for growth with this portfolio of brands.
I heard about Winc because you guys you're not a new company because you've been around for what, like a decade now, right?
We've been around for a decade, but unlike most wine clubs, we've got our own winemaking team, our own product and innovation team. We create all of our own brands and products, launch them digital first, and then take them out into wholesale, where we're growing with Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, Total, Trader Joe's, and really scaling the business in an omnichannel fashion.
Go ahead.
So Geoff, you mentioned the rosé and targeting more of a younger base. So because a lot of times when we think about wine, we think about what our grandparents may be drinking. So what is the company doing to target those younger demographics? Is it through specific products? Is it like you mentioned going digital first, or what's the process there?
Yeah, I mean it's multiple. So digital first, of course, the next generation is connecting with products on their screens, connecting with products with influencers, with celebrities. We're launching a new brand here in the next, a new brand and product, an organic Prosecco with a really exciting celebrity we're going to announce in a few weeks. And then, like the rosé, we're going into categories that are not your parents' wine drinking. So not Napa Cabs, but rosé, organic Prosecco. We're launching an orange wine in the coming months, which is a really hot category. So about categories as well. So launching into canned ready to drink cocktails next year. So it's really about building a platform of modern alcohol beverage products and brands.
I'm interested. You sort of touched on it. You have some retail distribution, but the direct to consumer e-commerce wine club model, whatever you want to call that, I'm not quite sure who. I don't think you guys pioneered that, but that's what got you guys off the ground, right? So, can you speak to a little bit about the model and like sort of like what it means and how important it is as opposed to the traditional distribution, retail wholesale model?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we certainly didn't pioneer it. There's other companies out there like, that are doing online wine clubs, but they've really been directed at the baby boomer, over 50 male demographic. And our, 76% of our customers are under the age of 44. We've over 60% of our customers are female. And so we're really targeting, the future wine consumer, and the digital platform provides us with a way to market and test our brands in a way that the alcohol industry, it just hasn't been possible. Typically, if you're in the alcohol industry, you have to launch your product through their distributor because of the laws around alcohol in the US, and then on to a retailer, and then wait for data to come back. And so we're able to launch products extremely quickly. And then every time we market online on a digital, so we're getting millions of impressions from all the online advertising that we're doing every month, and that helps create awareness of our products. And it's just so much more efficient marketing than, you imagine, like Corona on a Super Bowl commercial.
What is your perception of the market's reception to Winc? You guys, I believe you downsized the IPO a little bit. I'm just like curious to get your take on the initial reaction.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got to get a lot more people to know about who we are and know about our stock. I think we've got an amazing business. If you look at the alcohol beverage industry, those stocks have done very well besides us, and so we've got a big opportunity here. And I think we downsized the round from originally. We were raising opportunistic capital for future acquisitions. Instead we raised the capital really to lean into the organic growth of our business, which we're really excited about. But now that we're public and out in the market, we've got a big opportunity for acquisitions still. So we've been building an incredible funnel, a great team that's focused on acquisitions, and so there's huge opportunity for growth there as well. So it's certainly, we would have loved to see come out of the gates really strong here, but we know what we've got. We know we've got a great company, and so we're just focused on continuing to lean into the momentum that the actual business has. And I think you can see that in the numbers that we've shown for the last couple of years.
430,000 cases of wine is what you sold last year. 120,000 members as of June of this year. With regards to just the sales last year, obviously a very abnormal year. How normal was that for you?
Yeah, what's interesting is our omnichannel approach. It was a super amazing year for the direct consumer business, but the wholesale business grew at a slower pace than we normally would have. And so this year we've seen, we're comping a really big year for the direct consumer business, but still acquiring customers and believe that business is going to. That it's small today compared to what it can be, and has huge opportunity for growth. But the wholesale side of the business, is now growing, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, over 90% in the first half of the year, over 100% in Q3. It's where 90% of wine is. And you think about, we're partnering with people like GoPuff and Drizzly and Instacart, and we're really bringing digital through the 3-tier system. And so our wholesale business is really just growing extremely quickly because of the brands that we have, and we expect that will continue into the future. So we've really got a dual strategy for growth.
Is profitability important to you or not right now?
I mean, it's a massive market. It's a $400 billion market. We've got really strong gross margins, around 43% today, a path that we believe leads us towards 50% gross margins in the future. And so, we can be profitable, but there's just such a big market and big opportunity here that, we'll probably continue to run the business, close to break even, but, focused on taking market share, because our products are really, our summer water is becoming the leading ultra premium domestic rosé in the United States. We've got amazing new products we're launching, and so the growth opportunity is just too big to focus too much on profitability today. But we're not one of those companies that's going to lose double-digit EBITDA margins either. We're really focused on maintaining growth and gross margin profitability that will turn into lots of profits in the future as we achieve greater and greater scale. I'm
going to throw a massive curveball at you. What Could you at any point in the future accept cryptocurrency as payment?
It's certainly something that'd be interesting on the roadmap. We're really focused right today, on the great products we're launching, the acquisition funnel that we have, and the growth. But cryptocurrency on the platform is certainly something that could come out in 2022.
Hey, that's all it takes to get the stock higher in this market, AB. just drop that little teaser. All right. Geoff McFarlane is the co-founder and he's the CEO of Winc Wine Club. And again, shout out to you guys for the IPO. WBEV is the ticker. Geoff, a pleasure to chat with you today. Thanks for coming on the show, and good luck going forward.
Thanks, Spencer. Thanks, AB. Really nice to be here.
Right.
We're really excited about what we're building. And
We'll talk soon.
Thanks a lot. All right, it is 12:42. We have a few minutes before we're going to bring on our next guest. We had a question in the chat about our next guest, actually, and they didn't even realize that Longeveron was coming on the show, but they are. Just wait like 2 more minutes, and we're going to have them on the show. So, in the meantime, if you could be so kind, hit that like button. We'd appreciate that. After our next interview here, we are going to take a break from the interviews and do some trivia. You asked us for some trivia. You said, bring it back. Bring back trivia. We said, okay, we'll do it. Fine. So we're going to do some Tesla-themed trivia today. I have not seen the questions. He has not seen the questions. Rohan has not seen the questions. We're gonna have some fun. And are we giving away anything?
Yeah, of course. Of
course. Okay.
Of course.
I don't know.
We'll be giving away some free Benzinga swag. We've had a few swag winners here the past couple of shows when we've been doing our Guess the Chart. So who knows? Maybe we'll do both today, some trivia and then some Guess the Chart. In the meantime, Spencer, do you mind pulling up your Benzinga Pro? Since your charts are so much better looking than mine.
They're beautiful. Yeah, what should I be bringing up here?
Just a small little company. I don't know. They might do like fruit farming or something. Apple.
Okay. Someone asked about an entry point in Apple.
Yeah, that's why we're bringing up the chart. Okay. A good entry point would have been
10 years ago,
2008. No, but in all seriousness, it looks like we're getting close, if not right now, new all-time highs in Apple, which is the most valuable company in the world. Yeah. Microsoft and
whatever 1, 2, 1. It's
one or whatever.
2. Yeah,
it's top 3.
Tomato.
It's not 3. Okay. Also, George in the chat. I see you in the chat. You told me about the Moderna swing. I didn't do it. That's on me. Let me know if it's too late on Moderna, if you got a new one for me. All right, but let's talk some Apple real quick, Spencer. I think, looking at the chart, if we see it get through this resistance level, I think we could be running. We've got the holiday season catalyst coming up. Do a little, DD on your own. Go to the Apple store at your local mall. See if it's busy or not. I remember last year around holiday time, that's when I got this beautiful Apple MacBook. They had to, in the mall by my house back home, open not necessarily a second Apple store, but kind of. They bought another spot in the mall, or leased it, for like an Apple Express checkout. So they had the Apple store and then this Express checkout where for people that purchased an item online could go straight to that Express store and pick it up. And to me, that was a very bullish sign that I saw last year. Like, oh my God, they can't even meet demand with their own Apple store they have in the mall. They have to open up a new Express shop. So yeah, I think this stock is always interesting, but could get very interesting into the holiday season. Spencer, would you be buying Apple here at all-time highs?
Yeah. I mean, so are we at an all-time high or not quite yet? Is today an all-time high?
You can check what's that previous candle?
Yeah, no, I'm not here. Let's I guess we are, right? Sure. Yeah, for sure I would.
Right. So a lot of times we're hesitant to go out and buy stocks at the all-time high.
No.
But
sure.
Stocks are at an all-time high for a reason, right? There's strength behind this company. There's strength right now. We're in an uptrend. Although Apple has been up a lot the past 2 days. I want to say 5% the past 2 days. So could we see a little pullback maybe tomorrow, the next day? Sure. But do I think this stock will be higher in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? I do. I think Apple's one of the best positioned companies in the world in terms of its balance sheet, how much cash it has. Anytime you've got Warren Buffett on your side, then you should be in good hands. So yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking about an entry point for Apple. Maybe you can wait for a small pullback considering we're up 5% in the last 2 days, but depending on your time horizon, go ahead, buy it now.
All right, the chat's getting very anxious. We see you. Jeez Louise, we're going to get to our next guest right now. Okay, Geoff Green, the CEO, Dr. Josh Hare, the Chief Scientific Officer of Longeveron. Let's get them both on the show, AB. The chat is very restless.
Let's do it without further ado. I know, I care about Apple, though.
They don't care about Apple.
Geoff and Joshua, how are we doing today?
Good. How are you? Thank you.
I'm good. So Geoff is the CEO of Longeveron. Am I saying that right?
Longeveron.
Yeah, Longeveron.
Yeah, Longeveron.
And Joshua, the Chief Scientific Officer, right. Correct?
Yes.
Guys, we had a headline this morning on Benzinga Pro. We broke at 7:30 a.m. We reported that you guys got approval from the FDA. Tell us what the FDA said this morning.
Sure. Just thanks for having us on. And to clarify, we got approval for designation of what's called rare pediatric disease for one of our clinical stage programs. And so the FDA has granted us a regulatory designation that comes with benefits. And so it's essentially a designation that acknowledges that we are developing a product that's intended to treat a very rare condition that affects children under the age of 18 and typically less than 200,000 patients per year. So in our case, we applied for and qualified for that designation. And that designation confers certain benefits in the event that the company is able to get FDA approval for the product. And those benefits kick in after approval.
So is this similar or the same thing as an orphan drug designation?
It's not the same. The orphan drug designation has similar qualification requirements, but confers a different set of benefits. In this case, it's orphan drug can be any age group, as long as it falls under a prevalent of 200,000 patients per year. In this case, it's the same qualifications, but only in children, so under the age of 18.
So what comes next here? You've got a phase 2 trial underway, correct?
That is correct. We completed a phase 1 trial late last year, announced those results earlier this year, and then immediately launched into the phase 2 trial, which is currently ongoing.
Do you have an estimate for when we may see results from that?
Yeah, so that trial started enrolling in July of this year. It's a target enrollment of about 38 children. We have 5 centers up and running across the country, some very prestigious children's hospitals around the country. And we need to fully enroll that program throughout the remainder of this year and throughout next year. And then after that, we'll see the data sometime in 2023 or 2024.
23 or 24 from the phase 2.
Correct.
Then we have to get to the phase 3 after that.
Potentially,
so we're talking
yeah.
Right, if all goes well.
Right.
And then if all goes well there, we have to get approval. So we're talking about what, like a 5-6 year timeline here?
So the rare pediatric disease designation is intended to provide incentive for sponsors to really push through with the development program, because these are such rare conditions. There's often not the incentive there for companies to go after these indications. So the FDA has given us that incentive by sort of dangling some benefits that will accrue to us potentially if we get approval. So this is a passion for Longeveron. We've been working on this for several years, and we're really excited about the progress of the phase 2. And so we're hopeful that with our progress and our dedication and these incentives, we're going to move this program along as quickly as we can.
Dr. Hare, can you elaborate a little bit more on the disease and how this drug is supposed to work?
Yes, absolutely. This is one of the most serious cardiac conditions that exists. It's congenital, which means that babies are born with this condition. Now, normally the heart has 2 chambers, a left and a right side. Well, it's a 4-chambered heart, but it has 2 pumping chambers. These babies are born, in essence, without the left-sided chamber. So they're born without the ability to pump blood to their body. And as you can imagine, this is you can't live like that. So about 30 years ago, surgeons figured out how to reconfigure that right ventricle into the left ventricle. Now, the problem is, even with those surgeries that we're now able to do, babies still have a very high rate of death or need for heart transplant. So our idea is we add the stem cells into one of the surgical procedures to boost the heart and have other benefits on the entire body of the baby. And the goal is to improve the recovery from the surgery, improve the heart function, and through other benefits, improve the overall health of the children and allow them to live longer, healthier lives, hopefully free of heart transplantation.
So Dr. Hare, in the pipeline for Longeveron, there's a lot of drugs that are more, let's say, aimed at older patients for aging frailty, for Alzheimer's. So how did this drug come about that's aimed at such a much more younger demographic?
Actually, yeah, the roots of using these types of cells, the Lomecel B, in babies has its roots in the entire field of regenerative medicine going back 20 years. And we're very gratified that the community of pediatric surgeons has embraced this concept that they need to do more for the children than just the surgeries. So we have partnered with Dr. Sanjay Kushal, who's the head of pediatric cardiac surgery at Lurie Children's Hospital, for years and years now on this project, doing experiments in the laboratory and doing early stage studies. So again, this is born out of the need of the heart transplant surgeons who focus on children, the pediatric heart transplant surgeons, to want to do more for their children, for these kids. And working with Dr. Kushal, we've completed the phase 1 study that led to the phase 2 study we're doing now. And in that study, the procedure was very well tolerated. When Dr. Kushal and his team injected the cell product,
he's a busy man,
into the baby's hearts at the time of surgery, they tolerated it very well. And the babies went on to grow like normal children in the year after they had the procedure. And there were other positives that came out of the safety evaluation of the children. So that prompted us to go on to this multi-center phase 2 trial now, which is now coupled with this designation we just received.
Right. So even though a lot of drugs in the pipeline, like I said, are more aimed at an older audience, you're saying that the underlying cell therapy is actually pretty similar between the two drugs?
Yes.
But along those lines, though, as the PR said this morning, we're talking about a disease that affects 1,000 babies a year. Are there other use cases here, maybe outside the heart?
Well, I mean, I think the lead product that we're developing in the clinic is being tested across a handful of indications. So we believe, yes, there are several other indications that this could be useful for. In the case of this pediatric, you brought up a good point. So we focused the company initially around chronic aging-related diseases and disorders. Along the way, as an opportunistic company, we entered into this pilot program in children. It was at the request of Dr. Kushal at the time, was at the University of Maryland. And so we did the phase 1 trial, but in the background, Lomecel B was continually being tested for aging frailty, the metabolic syndrome, Alzheimer's disease, and other indications. And so as the pediatric program evolved, the NHLBI, the National Institutes of Health's NHLBI, got involved and agreed to fund the phase 2 research. And so we have to thank them for that, and which enabled this program to continue forward. So yes, so we think there could be many uses for Lomecel B, and that's why we're in clinical studies for these indications.
Will you need to raise money to fund this phase 2 and hopefully eventually phase 3 trials?
Well, as I think everyone knows, the drug development process can get expensive because trials are not cheap. That's why these incentives exist by the FDA. So we know you have to raise money. We know you have to invest in these. So we're going to give you these financial incentives to do this. So we went public this year. We raised a significant amount of money. We've got a strong balance sheet, but getting any of these programs across the finish line would likely result in additional financing being needed for the company.
And then we have a question from our chat here about the possibility of any joint ventures. Is that on the table at all?
The companies would always be open to exploring a joint venture that could increase the value of the asset. It could move it along faster. It could be placed in a situation where a partner could help expand it geographically into other territories. So we're always open to that kind of discussion.
Okay. I got one more question for Dr. Hare. Dr. Hare, what's the timeline like? I mean, we've been hearing about stem cell research for 10 years now. What do you think what do you think the timeline is for stem cell being a common treatment in the medical field?
There's tremendous enthusiasm for cell-based therapy right now. There are already approvals around the world. Products are approved in Europe, Canada, Japan, a very big market. It's very hard to predict the timeline for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, but we're at. I think we're. I believe there's light at the end of the tunnel right now. Phase 3 trials are being conducted. Our program has moved along extremely nicely this year with the completion of 3 trials that we had started before going public, including the results of a large phase 2B study of 150 patients that showed a positive dose response curve analysis. And so I think that we're getting there. There's light at the end of the tunnel. There are new approaches. There's a tremendous accumulating data, and as I said, most importantly, we see approvals already in other major markets, which I think heralds very importantly of what could happen in the United States in the very short time horizon.
I guess my one follow-up question to that would be: does it seem like in other countries, maybe they're able to experiment a little further? Like, is the FDA more strict here than other regulatory agencies across the world?
I'll say that there are certain countries that have a more progressive framework in place as an incentive to invite investment into those countries. They have a very favorable viewpoint towards the prospects of using cell and gene therapy to address chronic disease and life-threatening conditions. And so, those frameworks are evolving as we go. So some countries, yes, they're going to take a more aggressive approach than what we see with the FDA. But I think all of the countries are looking at these and comparing to each other. And this framework is evolving expressly for the purpose of really getting some of these treatments across the finish line and into the hands of the doctors and patients.
Got it. Geoff Green, CEO, Dr. Josh Hare, Chief Scientific Officer, Longeveron. Guys, we appreciate the time today. Thanks a lot.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Look, everyone in the chat who is long or short this stock, you need to know the game that you're playing, okay? It seems like there are some people that are long that think that just because they're long, that means the stock is predestined to go higher, and the people who are short think the same thing. And that's not true. The stock can do whatever it wants, right? We don't control it. You don't control it, right? What is the float on this thing? They don't control it. The people that we just talked to, right?
Stock prices.
Geoff and Dr. Hare, they don't control it either, right? There is 3.28 million shares into the float. This thing is easy to push around one way or the other. That's the game that you're playing. Just understand that, right?
I was just gonna say, stock price aside, you know, I love talking to some of these biotech companies that are working on you know, like revolutionary technology like this, because like I said in my question to Dr. Hare, you know, we've been hearing about stem cell research for how many years, you know, now?
I don't know, since like I was in like first grade.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
years.
supposed to be like the future of medicine. This is going to cure cancer. This is going to, you know, allow us to live to 100, you know, whatever. So, and it's like, these are the actual companies, the scientists that are like behind the scenes working on this in the laboratory. So I don't know. I mean, I don't understand all of it because I'm not a you know, bio major or anything like that, but I find it fascinating.
Yeah. I just like we don't know here. Let me pull up a chart. We don't know where the stock is going to go. Okay. Could it go to 10? Yeah. Or 12? Sure.
Who cares about the stock price? They're saving babies.
Well, they're a long ways away from that. We're rooting for them. Obviously, we're rooting for them, but we're a long ways away from that, you know, happening.
Yeah. I mean, if you saw this stock up 100% today and you went out and bought it because it was moving up, I guess you could have made another 30% on it, but it's not a good investment strategy chase those runs up. This is what happens with anyone who trades biotech companies. Can tell you this is what can happen. You have a stock and they get good news from the FDA. They get an approval. They what is it? Pass their PDUFA date. Not pass their PDUFA. They get accepted for the PDUFA.
The PDUFA date is the deadline where the FDA will issue a decision, right? And then they move into the next step in the process. We're on phase 2,
right?
We have to get past phase 2. The data has to be good. We got to get past phase 2. We got to get through phase 2, past phase 2, onto phase 3, through phase 3, past phase 3, into approval. It's going to take a while.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, essentially, if the PDUFA is a test, they passed it. This is what happens. So the stock price shoots off, but you can certainly buy some of these stocks before their PDUFA date, and then they don't get approval, and the stock completely crashes. So but trading biotech stocks is like going to the casino. It's like my option trading. You know, it's just,
That's could it go to 12 tomorrow? Sure. Could it go to 4 tomorrow? 3? Sure. Yeah. Hell yeah, it could.
Matty Ice.
3 million share float, easy to push around, easy to manipulate. All it takes is 1 or 2 big fish to come in and say, nope,
hey,
or yes.
Hey, boys.
What's up?
Trivia.
You ready for some trivia?
Trivia.
Oh, man. We're doing trivia now? All right.
Oh, yeah. And I have a surprise for you. A special guest. Here, let me put myself on screen because I'm here.
Can you do that?
Eric.
What?
Whoa!
What is this?
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Oh, it's producer Aaron on the bottom right.
Got the whole gang here.
It's producer Rohan on the bottom left. And wow, this is fun. This is like old times, guys.
There we
Yes,
go.
sir.
There we go.
We're bringing trivia back. Got to bring some of the squad back too.
If you're new on this show and you haven't played Benzinga trivia before, you are in for a treat. And don't worry, you will have an opportunity to win some free Benzinga swag. So without further ado, Rohan, can you explain how the game works for maybe some people that are new here?
Of course, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I used to have a pretty dope video that very quickly explained the game of things. But if you have not played Benzinga Trivia before, here's a quick explanation. So what's going to happen? We're a quick couple seconds here. We're going to have some questions pop up on screen. And the way you answer them is in the chat. So when a question goes on screen and it's time to answer it, there are going to be 4 multiple choice answers. All you have to do is type the corresponding number to the answer you want to select in the chat. And it's going to go ahead and record your answer there. What's going to happen? I think we have 7 questions today. Not a hugely long one, but a quick little trivia segment.
Okay.
And the people who not only answer the fastest, but answer the most questions correctly are going to win. And so, folks, we will be having a winner here. And, of course, we'll be crowning them the king of trivia.
So if I think the answer is number 1, I type 1 in the chat.
That is correct.
No, you type 2 in the chat.
Oh, wait, Rohan, you missed one very important part.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
To be eligible to win, you have to have already liked the video before you answer the trivia questions.
Oh,
true.
Very
yes,
important
that
piece
is
of
true.
trivia. So we're going to give ourselves a quick minute or 30 seconds here. I'm going to throw on some music. And folks, this is your time to go down and make that gray thumbs up button blue. That is the prerequisite. No, Enver, stop it. Why'd you do that? You messed it up. Hold on, I'm removing it.
No, we can't.
Enver,
now
I
it's gonna
haven't-
start in 20 seconds whether we're ready or not.
Okay, 20 seconds. Go hit the like. You don't have a whole lot of time. Enver, don't put that. Remove your screen share. I have it set up in vMix already.
Enver, what are you doing over there, man?
What are you doing, Enver?
Guys, stop piling on.
I'm
Enver.
kidding.
That's my man.
He was extra prepared, and I didn't communicate with him that I was going to.
We have 5 seconds. It's starting in 5. What do we do, Rohan? What do we do?
All right, hit that like real quick and get ready to answer some questions, folks. 'Cause
Okay.
We have trivia.
Elon Musk and
Do it.
Tesla.
Let's do it. I'm excited to be back.
I'm gonna get the beat in.
Okay,
Oh.
who wants to read the first
So
question?
nostalgic.
Oh,
why
Jesus.
did it disappear?
Rohan, what is happening, man?
Wait, hold on. I think Enver must have. Okay, hold on. I think I can get it fixed.
Our table.
Our trivia, it's broken.
This is going swell.
So delightfully.
Okay? I mean, this is
I-
very
one sec,
nostalgic.
one sec.
This is exactly how.
You
we
know
did
what?
trivia.
Yes, this is how it used to go. Right?
Yeah.
This is how it used to go on trivia. It's been a couple months since we've done this show.
Oh, hey, okay, I got it fixed. There we go.
Okay.
I
There
don't
we
really
go,
know
there
what
we
I
go.
did, but it fixed itself. So I'm very happy about that. 4 seconds, folks. Get
All right.
ready to get started on some trivia.
Elon Musk and Tesla.
All right, Spencer, you start out.
In which country was Elon Musk born? Answer number 1 for South Africa, number 2 for Romania, 3 for Canada, 4 for America. This one is easy peasy.
Hey, listen, it's not easy for everyone, okay? So have some respect
So
for us less
gonna
educated
say
individuals.
one.
I'm
Because I-
seeing,
yeah,
I do
one.
see a 2 in the chat. I see mostly 1s.
A
I
fellow
see-
South African.
I see a
Oh,
3.
yes. I would hope Aaron knew this one.
We have a 3 in the chat. We have a 5. That's not an option. I see a couple 2s, mostly 1s though.
One is my
Mostly
answer.
We do share this in common. Yes.
What?
We
Got
share
that
this in
blood
common.
diamond money,
Yeah,
baby.
Exactly.
Wait,
Exactly.
wait, you're born in South Africa?
Yes,
Come
sir.
on, Spencer. We've been
Come on,
over
Spencer.
this.
South Africa.
I didn't know that.
Aaron Thomas is a man of the world. He was born in South Africa, lived in Australia for a while,
India too.
India
India
too. Came to the
Then I came
US.
here. Yeah.
Somehow ended up in Michigan after all those things.
Somehow ended up in Michigan.
Wow, I'm actually surprised at how diverse those answers were.
All right, folks. Well, if you selected South Africa, which looks like the majority, then you would be correct. That is
We
where Elon
have
Musk was
a
born.
Good amount of answers in trivia today.
Who wants to read the next one?
A lot of
AB.
participants.
All right, at age 12, Musk, we're talking about Elon here, sold his first computer program for $500. It was a video game called what? What is Space Invaders? What is Pac-Man? What is Blastar? What is Asteroids?
I actually have no clue.
I'm
Well-
gonna use
I'm
what's
pretty
it
sure it's either Space Invaders or
deduction of
Blastar. I wanna say it's
reasoning of
Blastar.
deductive. What's it called?
What?
Deductive reasoning. I'm gonna use deductive reasoning here.
I'm gonna guess 3.
Yeah, that's my deductive reasoning because I doubt it's.
Because the answer is C. There we go.
Oh yeah, good point.
I mean,
Ron.
Yeah.
He definitely
Bringing back
didn't.
the classic tactics.
If he invented Pac-Man,
Yeah,
I'll
he
walk out.
definitely-
I'll walk out of this office right now. I'll go jump in the Detroit River.
No, and thank you for clarifying that we're talking about Elon Musk.
Yeah,
and,
not Kimball.
and not Kimball. Thank
Yeah,
you.
No problem.
Yeah, I feel like if he invented it, I used to play Asteroids as a kid. Okay.
What about? Did you ever have like a Nokia phone that you had Snake on?
Oh yeah.
I think
That
we
was-
have Aaron Thomas in the lead because he guessed it Blastar, right?
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
All right, so
A.T.
that means I get to take the next question. So in
Yes.
2016, Elon Musk, founded another company dedicated to providing tunnels for transportation. What is this company called? The tunnel company, the mole company, the drilling company, or the boring company?
Whatever happened with this, by the way?
I think it's still around.
They're still around. I think it's the Tunnel Company.
It makes sense
sounds about
because
right,
it's
right?
tunnels.
I think you're.
Yeah.
I think you're wrong.
So the way I'm thinking about
boring
this is
company was
they
his
make
flamethrower.
tunnels. They make tunnels. So call it the Tunnel Company. That's
No,
my reason.
The Boring Company is the flamethrower, but it's also the tunnel, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, it's the
I think
Boring
it is. I
Company.
think it's the boring company. Yep.
Speaking of Musk, did you guys see on Twitter someone like rehashed? I guess back in 2018, Elon Musk said he would fund any person who didn't have clean drinking water in Flint, and someone just asked him like, "Oh, how's this going, by the way?" And it's like been big on Twitter today. Essentially,
And he forgot.
I guess so. He forgot about his promise to.
Thanks.
As
Elon.
Jason said, he should have wrote it down.
Yeah, exactly. He needed to write it down somewhere. He obviously did.
All right. We had a couple ones.
He overpromised and underdelivered.
Couple ones, couple thurs. Rohan, take us away here.
All right, folks. What is the legal name of Elon Musk's child with Grimes?
This is hard.
Is it XAUXAUX XA-XII Musk? Is it XA0 A-XII Musk? This is confusing. XAI A-XII Musk. I think it's.
Isn't there an official phonetic pronunciation for this?
I think it's Xavier.
X. I think it's
I
X.
feel like it's 4. The chat is saying 4 too. I feel like the chat is probably onto something.
I'm
here.
with 4 on this one because I remember there being an AE in the name.
Yeah, the E looks familiar to me.
Yeah, I know.
Wait.
So
Chat.
I think.
Chat, what is the pronunciation of this? Is it Xavier?
TJ, it's Kanye. Yes, it's Kanye.
It could be Zay. Would make sense. It was XAE.
I think it's just X.
Is it X going to give it to you?
X gonna give it to you.
R.I.P.
Is that what is the pronunciation?
R.I.P.
Someone in the chat will tell us the pronunciation. Oh, it's Elon. Elon Jr.
Shelly got it. Shelly got
Wow.
it there. Nice.
Chat was all over that one. Nice job.
Ooh.
It's actually DMX. Alrighty. I'll read this one. When did the US SEC sue Elon Musk over his claim he was taking Tesla private? 2021, 2018, 2015, 2012.
Oh, this is tough because is it when it happened or when they
sued them? When they sued them.
When did the SEC sue Elon Musk?
I actually have no clue, but
2018.
I'm following the
2018.
chat here. I'm a man of
I'm gonna guess number 1.
I put my guess in before I looked at the chat.
It happened.
I'm gonna put 2018 in.
Did it really did that really happen 3 years ago?
Yeah, but the SEC takes a long time to do things, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it's 1. I think I'm right.
So I usually go with like take the largest number and bring it down by 1. So that's why I picked 2. But
The chat's all saying 2018. I think it's 2021.
Chat or Spencer? Who are you siding with?
take it or leave
I'll go
it.
with the chat.
Take it or leave it. Oh yeah, we gotta
Herd
do some more
mentality.
take it or we gotta do more take it or leave it after this.
Oh,
Oh, Spencer.
We had their one.
nah, I still think I'm right.
All right, well you can
The
do your own
SEC does
research.
take forever to do things. You are right on that.
All right, Bree, you got this.
All right, at age 17, Musk, Elon, left his homeland and moved to Canada. This saved him from what? National service, jury service, imprisonment, or community
He
service.
definitely would do this to avoid community service. Oh gosh, I don't know.
I mean, national service would make sense. That's why a lot
yeah.
of people leave their countries before age 18.
Yeah, I would guess the
National service, that's essentially saying that he would
The
have
army.
to serve.
It's
Yeah.
that draft.
Army. Yeah, it's the army. I would guess 1, but like it'd be funnier if it was 4.
Are you guys registered for the draft? Aaron and Rohan?
Probably, dude.
I
Wait.
think
I think you have to be.
Wait, do I have to be? I wasn't born here.
I
I am
don't
a
know then.
citizen though. I became a citizen back in 2011.
Sure.
So maybe. Yes.
I think they
don't
made
know.
us do that in like Boy Scouts or something.
The chat can let us know. Let me know if I'm registered for the draft.
I'm registered for our fantasy baseball draft.
There you go.
Does
There you go. I think that counts.
Okay, it was the army. Yes.
National
job.
Service.
Great
Nice.
success.
I think I got that one wrong. I think.
Was that the last question?
No,
No, we got
one
one more.
Last
uno
one.
mas.
Last one. I'll take it.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
What? What's the Tesla IPO price? Was it one,
Oh.
$9, two, $69, three, $56, or four, $17?
I know what answer I want it to be.
This is the hardest one yet.
Yes.
I'm seeing a lot of 4s.
We all know what answer.
I know the stock
want
was
it.
at like around $9 for a while, but maybe it opened higher and came down to that level.
I'm gonna guess 56.
No,
No,
I guess
I'm
17.
guessing 17.
17 with
remember, this
I was
is
gonna say 17.
Tesla did a 5-for-1 split last year.
Well, right. Oh shoot, are we talking? Is it? Oh my god.
No, we're talking the IP.
Wait, so it's number 2.
The day of the IPO.
Times 5.
No. What? No, not in post split number. I don't know. I didn't make the question. I'm assuming it's referring to not post split dollars. Like
It would be
what
IPO.
what
It's
was
the
it at
IPO
the
price.
time?
Let's
$17.
go.
Let's go.
Woo!
All right.
Let's get him, son.
I didn't know that one. That was hard.
Can we get the drum roll going for the winner? There we go. Let's go!
Wait a minute. No. We have other winners.
Pause.
That don't count.
We have other winners. Mo trades
Get
it.
him out of here.
Planted Cyclist, WM. How are we going to do this? We have 4 winners here.
Okay, they're not all winners. It's in order of who does it the fastest. So technically, Mo trades it. You are the winner.
Oh.
So Mo trades it. Please email shows@benzinga.com to
Planted
claim the
Cyclist,
glory
WN,
of
Christian
being
Gallagher,
the
Liam
winner.
Wolf.
But
That's the
yeah,
next one.
shout out everyone else who did quite well. I think Enver must have not been playing today, otherwise he probably would have won that too. But
Cheated.
you know,
Wait,
way.
Mo's from Detroit. Mo, you can also swing by the office if you're not going to like kill us or anything. Yeah, I don't know why he would do that if we're going
Mo,
to.
if you're vaxxed, come through.
if we're going to get him free stuff.
If you're vaxxed.
Sorry,
Who did?
sorry, that was me. That was me. Sorry. Rohan and E.A.T. Thanks for. That was fun, guys. We got to do this every week.
Great
Oh,
success.
absolutely. This was
Maybe
definitely
next
very
time y'all
fun.
can try and catch me, but for right now, I will continue to wear this crown as the top trivia dog of Benzinga.
Dude, I wasn't even putting my answers in the chat.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I didn't even play. I played, but
Got to play to win.
that's true. You got to play to
You can
win.
wear your fake crown. It's
You know, the
okay.
funny thing is, I like including trivia on the show because I think by far we have the most players of trivia that we've ever had. So that's cool to see.
Oh,
Just gonna
absolutely.
say that.
No, this is huge. This is momentous for trivia. Thank you all for playing for us.
This is
with us.
It's a momentous moment for trivia.
It is.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. I think it's about that time.
Yeah, here,
Just gonna
Mo.
Thank you for
out of the
having
room.
me.
Mo, we'll put it on the screen. Ready?
I just threw it in the chat.
Shows@benzinga.com. There it is. We're gonna do that every single Thursday. I think every Thursday at 1:00 trivia, and we're gonna give away some free stuff every single time to one person. Congrats to Mo. Mo trades it. Nice. All right, cool. Hey, before we bring on our last guest of the day, how are we doing on like stonks? Are we cool, AB? How's the market doing today?
Let's do a quick little market check. Tesla flat,
Yeah, let's pull up some charts.
SPY up,
All right, here's SPY. SPY in the green, the smidgen.
QQQ
Q's-
up more than SPY.
Q's all time high.
Dow down again.
Who cares? Who cares about the Dow? Serious
Your
question.
grandpa.
Serious question. In the chat, put a 1 if you care about the Dow, and a 2 if you do not care at all about the Dow. Because I honestly think that no one under the age of like 45 or 50 cares about the Dow.
Well, I think like Apple and Microsoft are in the Dow, so
It's 30 companies. Who cares?
I don't know. Either way, Spencer, I'm watching QQQ like a hawk right now because
I don't even know that. Oh, the DIA, right? That's the ETF.
DIA, yep.
I didn't even know that.
Dow Industrial Average.
Who cares? Not me.
Well, I think it's important to compare and contrast Dow to QQQ because you can see where strength is. Is it in value? Is it in growth? And the reason I'm watching QQQ like a hawk is because a lot of people have been shorting QQQ, buying SQQ, saying, oh, with inflation, we're going to see growth stocks get hit, yada, yada. But right now, I'm just seeing strength. And I might look at some QQQ calls, like mid 2022 calls.
That's so far out for you.
I know, right?
Mid 22?
Yeah, like some
7 months?
some like June, because I'm just feeling bullish. Like I think our economy, everyone's talking about all these like bad things for the economy, but it's like at the end of the day, QQQ is making new highs every day. We have strength. The dollar's strong compared to other currencies. Supply chain issues are getting resolved. Holiday season coming up. I'm full bull.
Boom. Sucks to suck if you own the Dow because you're lagging the rest of the
Sucks
market.
to suck if you're a short, aka Michael Birdie, aka I don't know, Jim Chanos. Who else are big shorts?
Those are two of the bigger ones. So David Einhorn does some shorting. Chanos is probably the biggest out there.
Chanos is just a hater.
He's a hater.
He's a hater. And Michael Birdie he's like
wait, Birdie?
Birdie, B-U-R-Y.
just
Michael
checking.
Birdie. He's like a little kid. Like he's like screaming on the playground, and then he just deleted his Twitter after he canceled his short trades on Tesla and ARK. He's like, he doesn't even want to take the criticism, doesn't want to take the flack. He's fine being on Twitter and being a public person when he's making money. But as soon as he's not, he's out of there. So I don't know.
All right. We can talk about this with our next guest. I think we should bring him on here. Jerry from the E.A.T podcast. I've been trying to eat all day and I haven't gotten around to it yet, but let's bring Jerry on the show, AV.
Let's do it.
I got it.
Jerry, welcome to Benzinga Live. Thank you for taking time out of your Thursday to join us. How you doing today?
Hey guys, how's it going? Just to correct you real quick, it's the E.A.T podcast, and it stands for encompassing all topics. It's a conversation starter. It's not about eating food or about sushi or anything like that. We're not eating it up. No.
All right, so encompassing all topics, Jerry, we'll turn it to you. What topic you want to start with today?
Encompassing all topics.
Any topic.
Any topic? Well,
any topic.
Last night on our show, we had on a lawyer who specializes in fraud. I mean, that was huge.
Okay, Spencer knows about fraud.
In the past, day or so, we've had over 500 views. So that's big for us. We had a lawyer come on. He talked about
what kind of fraud? What kind of fraud are we talking about here?
So dilution, market manipulation, counterfeit shares, stuff of that nature.
Counterfeit shares?
Yeah,
that's still a thing.
Yeah, and it's not it's not the you're not printing the currency in your your living room. It's not that.
I thought that went out in like the 1920s.
No, it's still a thing. We had on a guy named Gus from the Bazille law firm, and they specialize in this stuff, and he was very knowledgeable last night.
Can I ask you where in are you in New York?
I live in Westchester. I grew up on Long Island. Yes, so that's the accent.
Yeah, where in Long Island? Out of curiosity.
Lake Ronkonkoma. I went to Sachem High School.
Okay.
You know the area?
I'm from the area. My dad's from the area. I've got family in both counties. So shout out to Long Island.
Matty Ice is asking a good question about the Packers. Spencer, we didn't talk about that. The Packers issued some more shares. We should have bought some.
Could have. I think you still can.
Are you sure? Because they issued them yesterday. I'd be
no. The sale started yesterday.
Okay.
The sale is ending in like January.
We should buy some shares of the Packers. Maybe hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Trade Aaron Rodgers to the Lions.
Take over of the Packers. That's what we should be doing here. That's a good use of our time.
All right. So what was your biggest takeaway, Jerry, from the fraud lawyer you had on?
So they do a lot of stuff, and the biggest takeaway was counterfeit shares. I can't believe how the games that these guys play with the way they run it. They get $300,000 of an investment. Now all of a sudden they dilute the company, and you're making millions. And the way he explained it last night on the show, it's eye-opening. And it happens. It happens every day, the way he puts it. And that's a thing that they specialize in, is seeing the shareholder.
In like what kinds of companies, though? Like not companies that you or I have heard of.
No, it's not. So not to trash OTC, but it happens a lot in OTC, he was telling us. It's not happening it's not happening on the big boards. It's not happening with your Apple. It's not happening with anything in NASDAQ like that, obviously. But OTC is the wild, wild west, as they put it. And he explained a lot last night with that.
Yeah, the OTC markets is a pretty interesting place because the underlying philosophy that bellies that market is any company should be allowed to have their shares traded if they want to, right?
Yes.
And the onus is on you and me. The onus is on the investor to know what they're buying, right? And it's a very interesting it's a different approach that the exchanges have. There's far fewer rules and regulations. And that can be good and it can be bad depending on the situation.
So that new rule change that happened at the end of September, where if you weren't pink and fully reporting, you went to the gray market or the expert market. Now people are stuck. If you're an OTC retail trader right now and your company's not fully reporting, you're not pink current, you're holding a bag. And the volume is gone. The volume hasn't been there for 2 months now. And let's say you were at 5 cents, 10 cents, or 1 cent. You're nowhere near that now. Now you're crushed. You're holding a bag until the company fully reports and OTC gets their act together.
Well, nothing is stopping you from selling. I guess in theory, like you as I understand it, you can't get a quote, but you can still sell, right? Or is that not right?
So I use E-Trade. You can't buy right now certain tickers. It's just not,
but you can sell if you're in it, I think.
Yeah.
No?
You're either going to take the loss and then reinvest that in something else to try and recoup your money.
Yeah.
Or if you believe in the company or you don't want to take the loss, however big it is, then you're just sitting there, holding it, which is unfortunate for a lot of people.
Yeah. I think the idea was from OTC side was like, they don't want retail trading these stocks, right? The SEC, right? They don't want retail in these. They want like people like professionals trading.
We covered that last night. Reddit, Wall Street Bets, Discord groups, all this stuff where people are just pouring into any stock, and you're seeing it with big boards and OTCs. It's crazy.
Wait, Mo is saying in the chat that from September 20th onward, TD, E-Trade, Fidelity only allow pink current, which I didn't know that the date, but yeah, I mean it makes sense. So know what you're buying, guys. Know what you're owning, and know if your stock doesn't trade on an exchange, understand what that means for you. There are a lot of legitimate companies on OTC, and there are a lot of not legitimate companies on OTC.
So Jerry, how long have you been interested in the markets / investing?
So my story is I opened up an E-Trade account 18 months ago, like a lot of us, put $1,000 in it. And in 18 months, I ran it up to over pattern day trading. And I got some money in there now, over 25K, and some money on the side. I'm not, the quote unquote day trader where I'm flipping everything every day. Some stuff sits there. Like I have Apple, it sits there. I have an OTC that's a pink current shell, TGGI. That's just sitting there at roughly a penny or so. And we're waiting for the CEO to put something in reverse merger. And once that happens, we'll see what happens. But that's a long-term hold for me. I have Apple. Two of my biggest ones that are killing me right now is PaySafe and DraftKings. I don't understand what's going on with PaySafe.
PaySafe we get asked about every day.
Every damn day.
They compared PaySafe to the next Square and the next PayPal. When
Sounds great.
When Bill Foley, spun it in and it became what it became. At $19, I was great. At $13, I got a little worried. Now at $4 or under $4, I'm a little concerned that I'm holding a bag. I'm not happy about it.
Now you're concerned? You weren't concerned a little bit higher?
Listen, the way they put this to me was, and you could research this, you could see it. This is Square 5 years ago. Square was $200 and something when that happened, when that announcement came out. And PaySafe was what, 19, 17? I'll hold a couple of hundred shares of PaySafe to get to 200 and change 5 years from now. I'm not going anywhere with it.
So PaySafe's IR worked their magic on you, essentially.
No, I don't think it was the IR firm. I think it was like
other traders.
I think it was just the market. It was the hype. It was the hype machine.
When you compared PaySafe to the other big boys, Square and all them, their revenues as a private company were right on par. It was just underneath what the Square and PayPal were doing. So now they're going to go public. They're going to get more known. That people are going to do what they do with them. They're very involved with Twitch, Amazon, online sports betting. When they're involved with DraftKings, some states like New York doesn't do it yet. It's going to happen soon. When you place a bet online, most likely if it's through DraftKings or certain other companies, PaySafe is processing that payment and they're getting a portion of that. So that was the thing. Gambling is going to be huge eventually. It's going to be everywhere. That's part of my theory of why I have it.
I saw that Caesar's announcement today. Caesar's got the sports book in MSG. You saw that?
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a total land grab. Yeah, I'm with you on the betting thing. I mean, the market clearly got it ahead of itself. But that's why it helps having longer term time horizons for some things. I've never really heard. I've yet to hear a convincing argument for any one sports betting company over another. The only thing that I've really gotten behind is the fact that Penn doesn't have the same marketing cost and spend because they have the Barstool machine behind them.
When you have Portnoy behind it,
right? Exactly. That's the only convincing argument I've heard. I think for any of them as to pick one or the other. Why DraftKings for you?
They're involved, and they're involved with PaySafe, and PaySafe's something I've been long on for a while. So I figured I would tie the two together. I have nothing against Portnoy. I have nothing against FanDuel or any of the Caesars or MGM or anybody else. Just with PaySafe being the way I looked into it, DraftKings to tie into it was the way to go for me. Got it.
When you buy a PaySafe or a DraftKings, in this case, I'm not sure where you are on your DraftKings, but you're underwater in PaySafe. Everybody is. Do you have like an uncle point? Do you have a price at which you'll sell, or do you just say, nah? Is it a small part of your portfolio? You say, I'm ride or die with this thing.
It's not a big part of my portfolio, so I'm okay if I'm down 50%, 60%, 30%. It's not a majority of it. I mean, I'm not happy that I'm down with it, but I'm long with it. So if I add to it, I'm eventually going to get where I want to get. I'm not worried about it.
And you're not adding down here, right?
Not right now, no. I mean, I have money on the side to do it if I wanted to, but I'm looking at some other stuff. I'm crazy Apple. They just announced today they're ready for their car to come out in 2025. That's my biggest.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
You guys didn't see that? Yes, they did.
No.
Yep. They fully autonomous car.
So that's why the stock is up 3%.
Stop it. Wait a minute.
Yep.
Did they really?
Yes.
Project Titan?
Yep. They didn't announce that. They said fully autonomous car 2025 was the headline I just saw before I came on with you guys.
Oh, that's bullish for NVIDIA too.
We have so
Yeah,
many
that news-
damn Apple.
That
There's so
news
many
dropped
freaking
probably what,
Apple
half an hour
headlines
ago,
here.
45 minutes ago. That news dropped.
Jerry, this is why we need you. We need you to keep us updated on these things.
I see what he's saying. Okay, so Apple. Oh, okay, right. I got it. And Wedbush commented on it. They said it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when, not if, the Apple Car actually goes live here. Okay.
So this is an interesting pie graph that shows the market share of different sports books in the U.S. right now. You can see FanDuel right now is the dominant player with around 37% of the market. DraftKings about a quarter. BetMGM 16%. Caesar 6%. Barstool right now is at 4.2%. Portnoy actually tweeted this graphic out and said when this data was collected, that Barstool's sportsbook was only in about 4 states. So given the limited amount of states that Barstool sportsbook was in, he was saying that number is actually impressive. He's trying to put his spin on it. But either way, it looks like Barstool definitely has a way to go to catch up to DraftKings, FanDuel, etc. So you can argue that's a bullish sign that, hey, as they grow, you can be, involved in the stock. But right now, I think that a lot of people assume because of how big Barstool is that their sports book is bigger right now than it truly is.
And they're matched up with Penn National, which isn't a slouch either. They're a company that has places and has gambling. They're not new at the game. They know what they're doing. They came up with Portnoy and his marketing machine and the Stoolies and everybody else. It's going to go. 4% seems light. They just came out with just came out in Illinois not too long ago. They came out in Arizona not too long ago. That number is going to go up. They're going to take market share. That's only a matter of time. You're right.
I just pulled up this picture here. This is this is like a concept of the Apple Car.
Looks like a Cybertruck.
I don't even know if I like that.
It's interesting.
I don't even know if I like that. It looks kind of boxy to me. I don't know.
Well, the concept will always change. I mean, that's the idea.
True.
Then they'll start molding it a different way in something a little
mirrors?
more boxy or round.
Dude, no rear view mirror.
Come on, man. I need some mirrors. How else am I supposed to switch lanes?
Parallel park. Yeah.
Well, we both do it for you guys. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, we both know you don't know how to do that.
I can parallel park.
You can parallel park.
Actually, I do.
I'm from New York. We parallel park in our sleep.
Oh, I'm sure you do. So wait, Jerry, is it correct? You were a law enforcement officer?
So that's my day job. On the podcast, I don't talk what I do. I don't.
Wait a minute. It's daytime right now, Jerry. What are you doing over here?
I work overnight.
So your day job is your night job.
All right, that's fair.
So I don't talk about what I do for my job now. The story is I'm involved in law enforcement. I work with one of the biggest law enforcement agencies in the world. I'll leave it at that. I don't talk about it. I don't talk about politics on the show either. I think that you're going to alienate half an audience the minute you start talking about a president or a former president. Or what I do.
Encompassing all topics besides politics.
Yes. I mean, listen, we'll talk. Russ is my co-host. Russ and I have been friends since, we've been kids, 15 years old. I'm now 40. So I've known Russ 25 years. We'll talk about Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson till we're blue in the face. We'll talk about the Rangers, the NFL, MLB. We'll talk about that. And then we'll tie in stocks where I've interviewed a couple of CEOs. We've gotten into gambling. I interviewed Phil Hellmuth. That's the highlight of my show. Phil Hellmuth, greatest poker player of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
World Series of Poker.
Yeah, I had him on for an hour, and that was great. I mean, so we do all this stuff. We talk about everything except politics, everything about what I do. I don't tie in my job.
Michael Jordan said it. Republicans buy sneakers too. AB, right?
What?
Republicans buy sneakers too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Jerry, so far out of the topics, you've gotten into the gambling markets, whatever. What's been your favorite to discuss on the podcast so far?
So the biggest following comes with stocks, but I love sports. Sports will always be my thing. I played hockey when I was a kid. I'm a big Ranger fan. I was a Met fan as a kid. Jets and Giants really didn't matter to me. That was my thing. But as I've evolved now with getting involved with E-Trade a year and a half ago and making my account what it is, stocks certainly has brought the audience and has certainly gotten my attention.
Nice.
So how do you see New York sports right now? I mean, it's been like a decade since the last championship in New York. It's either the Yankees or the football giants.
Yeah.
So,
what are you saying?
I'm saying it's been a long time since there's been a 10-year span where
we know.
New York team has won a championship.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Listen, I'm a Ranger fan. The Rangers are my team. When the Knicks are good, the Knicks, they put some juice in the city. The Yankees always spend more money than the Mets. They're always going to be better. The Jets and Giants, sure, the Giants have a couple of Super Bowls. They beat that guy named Brady a couple of times. The Jets are just a mess. I mean, the Jets, it's who's starting this week? Who's fumbling this week?
Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Joe
I mean,
Flacco.
exactly. And the Jets are just a mess. I don't. It drives
Wait.
me nuts.
I want to ask you, what is your opinion so far of the job that Stephen Cohen is doing as owner of the Mets?
So he's
Former
got
Wall Street guy.
He's got the biggest pockets in the league. He signed Lindor to a huge contract. Other than that, what else has he really done? Syndergaard just walked out the door for the Mets. He went to Artie Moreno and the Angels. And we're going to see what he's going to do next. Is he going to bring in Baez with another long-term deal and team them up as the go-to guys with Pete Alonso? We'll see. He's got Jacob deGrom, who can't stay healthy right now. He's got an elbow issue. The story with that is he went and got an MRI. The MRI machine, apparently, the way he was positioned, messed up his elbow even further. I mean, this is what happens to the Mets. It's a joke.
It honestly, speaking as a Yankee fan, it's pretty hilarious because the Mets are like an amazing counter to the Yankees because they're just so they cannot stay out of their own way. It's hilarious, honestly. And I don't hate the Mets. I have no ill will towards the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys are. I feel sorry. I feel bad for Mets fans. They suffer through a lot.
Oh yeah.
And
same old Mets. The Wilpons are gone, but it's the same old Mets. Now I'm waiting for Steve Cohen now to blow it out, and I want to see a payroll comparable to the Dodgers for the next couple of years. I want to see them compete with the Yankees and be the Yankees part two. I don't want them to be the little brother or little sister of the Yankees anymore. When that happens, I'll be happy as a Met fan, and other Met fans will be happy as well.
That's what people thought it was going to be when Mr. Cohen went and dropped $1 gajillion on the Mets. So it's only been what, a year since that happened? It's been a year.
Yeah, Lindor is the biggest signing so far. So we'll see.
All right.
Not to knock the guy, but I got to say something. You bought the Mets and you didn't buy the network. I mean, that's an issue to me.
Who owns the network?
SNY is still owned by the Wilpons and everybody else that was tied into the network.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I saw a headline over the offseason a month or two ago saying that Steve Cohen wanted to bring more like live entertainment to Mets games, like comedians and all that. Like he wants to make it. It seemed weird. I don't know whatever his plans.
What?
Listen, I've seen concerts there. They put on a good show.
I think he meant like during the game.
During the games, no.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll find the headline. I'll see what it was.
Christian, Bobby Bonilla Day already passed.
It's June 1st or July 1st.
July 1st. July 1st for like another 15 years or so. He gets $1 million.
Yeah. Great contract.
Greatest trade of all time for Bobby Bonilla. Anyway, okay. Wait. What other stocks are like maybe not that you own, but are of interest to you? What other not even stocks, like areas of the market, sectors, industries are of interest to you right now?
So the COVID reopening play is huge. Whether it's hotels, whether it's travel, anything in the hospitality industry. As more and more states opened up, as more and more travel, now you have overseas travel coming back into the states. That's where I would be looking right now. Hotel occupancy in New York City and other big cities is something I'd be looking at. And if the occupancy rate is up, obviously those hotel chains are going to be putting out some good numbers down the line.
I'm curious if you know, if you've heard or if you care, maybe you know about Hotel Pennsylvania. Do you know what that is?
Right across from the Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So quick story time. They're demolishing Hotel Pennsylvania. That was the news from a couple days ago, I think. And a few years ago, Benzinga, back when, no, conferences are back now, but before COVID, we were doing in-person conferences, right? And we had our annual FinTech Awards. We have them in New York City every single year. We just had them a couple weeks ago. This is, I think, in 2018, 2017. We had the annual FinTech Awards, and it was the same week as some major the biggest crypto conference in the world ever. And there was a gajillion people in the city that week. And there was no hotel rooms. So Benzinga, being the company that we are, waited to the last minute to book everyone's hotels for the conference that was traveling. And myself and about a half dozen others ended up at the Hotel Pennsylvania. And if you have not stayed there, you'll never get the chance to now. It was the roachiest motel in the world, man. And I thought people were going to quit, honestly, because it was so bad. Just rats and bed bugs and people just people have definitely been murdered in that hotel. It was it was horrible. It was horrible. And it was like emblematic of our company at the time. It was like, yep, we waited till the last minute. There's no hotel rooms in the whole city. This is what we're gonna do.
Well, the Marriott Marquis is where it's at. You guys had the Benzinga Capital Cannabis Conference.
Yes,
there.
You were there.
Yes,
you were there.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot's changed in the 3 years since that happened, but thank God, we won't have to suffer through that anymore. But Easy Mike says that's where all the deadheads stay. Well, not anymore, but
not anymore.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, you were at the FinTech Awards, right?
No, I went to the Cannabis conference.
The Cannabis, right?
For 2 days.
Are you into cannabis?
No, not with my career as it is now. Talk to me in 37 months, and that might be a different answer.
Fair enough. No, I meant like as a are you interested as like an investor?
I don't own any cannabis stock companies. I don't own any stock in cannabis companies yet. No.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, reopening is interesting, right? Because I found myself, and I've said this before, every month or so, somebody will ask me, or I'll ask myself, "Oh, what about the airlines here?" And a lot of hotels have come all the way back, and the airlines haven't. Historically has not been a great investment. I mean, it's airlines. They've all gone bankrupt, I think, except for Spirit, because it's new, or maybe JetBlue. But I don't know. What do you think of the airlines here?
So the airlines, tying into that international conversation again, you look at who's flying international. JetBlue just started flying over the Atlantic not too long ago. So now they're going to get some increased revenue from that if you're looking at a JetBlue play. If you're looking at, American, Delta, United, they're going overseas, and now all those travelers are coming back over here. That's something to look into. If you're looking into something like Southwest or Spirit, they're not going that route. They're going around the country here, maybe Canada or down to the Caribbean. They're not in that international play if that's what you're looking for.
Okay. I guess I was speaking more broadly, right? I know the international catalyst. I mean, I guess it's over now, right? Because the border already opened up. I don't know. I guess I go back and forth about because it's the same logic that people had last March was like, all right, is the air travel going away? Well, no, probably not. But does that mean you should buy the airline stocks? Well, also no, right? It's doesn't necessarily mean that.
You got to look at the debt associated with all of it. I mean, the debt, the loans they got, are they paying that back? How are they paying it back? Is it going to be forgiven? If it's going to be forgiven, then cross that off the line immediately. You don't even worry about it.
Okay, on the reopening front, I am long and strong Airbnb. Do you have thoughts there?
Airbnb, I think if you're opposed to going to hotels and the exchange of people coming in and out, and you want something more subtle, more quiet, more homely, Airbnb is the way to go. Yeah.
I mean, do you like it as a product or service, or as a?
I've used VRBO. I haven't used Airbnb personally. I've gone to Napa and other places, and I've used VRBO.
Wait, what? VRBO?
Vacation rental by owner.
Yeah, it's like an Airbnb competitor.
It's like
Wait, I thought that was a stock. I was like, what? VRBO?
No, I think VRBO has actually been around longer than Airbnb.
Well, I'm teaching you something here.
I've never heard of VRBO. What company is that?
It's called VRBO.
Yeah, vacation rental by owner.
No, okay, I know what that means. I've never heard of the acronym VRBO before.
Oh, that's what they are. That's what I call it.
VRBO.com. Yeah. I remember doing that before Airbnb. I think before Airbnb was even a thing, we rented a house through a VRBO for a family vacation.
All right, today I learned. Wait, VRBO is a company?
Yeah.
It's a website.
Oh,
go to
okay. I didn't
quick Google search.
I don't know these things. Okay.
And they really kind of screwed the pooch because they were like I said around before Airbnb. I think they just didn't put out an app that was seamless for users to use as quickly as Airbnb did. So they had the website and didn't, for whatever reason, take advantage of that with an app. So I don't know. It's kind of like the Skype Zoom thing.
Kevin says it's better than Airbnb VRBO.
I don't know enough about both the companies to have an opinion either way. I do know Airbnb is frustrating for a lot of users, and it is, and Airbnb.
Yeah, because you see a listing for like $98 a night, and then you book it, and it's like, oh, it's actually $150 after fees, and
yeah,
that's like some ride sharing platforms as well.
Yeah. Kevin says I should get out more. He's right. I need to get out more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You got to come to New York. Come to New York. and
Yeah, Jerry,
hang out
we'll
here.
take you. We'll take you up on that. Next time we have a business opportunity in New York, we'll come. We'll hit you up. We'll do maybe Spencer.
Business opportunity.
Maybe Spencer, I can do a ride along with you.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
That'll be fun. I guarantee that'll be fun.
All right,
You'll see things you've never seen before.
I don't know if I want to see things I've never seen before. I like my sheltered life.
yeah. Spencer likes to stay in his little bubble. Jerry,
For sure.
thank you for coming on the show today. We look forward to getting you on back again soon. Hit us up anytime you got something you want to talk about, or hey, if you want Spencer to come on the
E.A.T podcast, get it right, man.
Spencer would be a great guest for you.
Oh, I don't know
We'll
about
work on that. Yeah, absolutely.
that. All right, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. Thanks a lot, Jerry.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right, have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh, and happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Too. You too.
Okay. We have to start wishing our guests happy.
Do they
Thanksgiving.
celebrate Thanksgiving in New York?
Mostly only on the odd number years,
Okay,
which we're in right now.
got it.
So-
Makes sense.
Hey, apparently VRBO is owned by Expedia. Hey, the more you know.
Expedia's been on a run, by the way.
Wait, can you pull up? Where's my charts? Where's my charts? Well, let's pull up.
Expedia versus Airbnb.
Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna do booking. I was gonna do booking versus Expedia.
I don't know what booking is.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's Priceline. It's
okay.
it's Booking.com. It's Priceline, and it's
Priceline Negotiator.
What's the other one that they own?
Hotels.com.
Kayak.
Kayak.
Kayak Booking and Priceline. That's BKNG.
I don't know. Their charts look pretty similar to me.
What's the other one?
Expedia, Airbnb, Booking.
No. Expedia, Booking. What's the one that stinks? Chat. Some travel.
Travelocity?
Trivago.
Trivago. Trivago. What was that commercial? The Trivago commercials they used to do?
I don't remember the ticker. Shoot, I'm blanking on the ticker here. TRVG. Thank you.
It's Trivago.
Look at that Trivago chart compared to Expedia and Booking. Hey.
Hotel Trivago.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, we are trying to make this show not just a show about like stocks. Like that's where our bread is buttered, obviously, but we're trying to branch out, talk about some other things, have other random guests on that are not just all about stocks and markets and business and things like that.
Stonks. Yeah, what's there to talk about with stonks? All they do is go up, so not much to talk about there.
Wait, I'm afraid to read. Shelly's asking if I do is it mukbang or muck? I don't know what that is, Shelly.
It sounds. Let me Google it.
It sounds like a food. Is it a food?
Yeah. Oh, it's
Okay.
I think it's just it's like ASMR, but for eating. So you watch
What?
people eat.
No, I don't do that.
Oh, wait. Earlier, I saw a comment in the chat, but I believe it was while we had Jerry on, back when we were talking about Elon Musk. So earlier in the week, we talked about Elon Musk's Twitter exchange with Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Someone in the chat, it was Samuel Remington, said, "I sold my Tesla after Elon tweeted that mean stuff to Bernie Sanders." LOL. Okay, so here's what I thought was interesting about this whole Twitter interaction. And I don't know about you guys, but I get deep into like replies on Twitters and the whole Twitter, universe, really what's going on.
Yeah, we got it.
And so after Elon Musk tweeted that, Edward Snowden tweeted it and said, essentially like, come on, Elon, like this isn't cool or whatever. And then it was really funny because I feel like a lot of Elon Musk's followers also follow Edward Snowden. So then they went after Snowden saying, no, Elon's right. Like he should be being mean to Bernie Sanders, all this stuff. And there was just all this back and forth. And there were some people I think that were like, yeah, I'm not going to buy a Tesla. So I wonder if that's a real thing.
I don't know, man.
Paul Rodriguez is saying he's getting too cocky. He needs to come back to it. I don't know. I mean, it seems like however many people Elon Musk pisses off, he endears even more. So
wait, Matty Ice wants a sports gambling segment. Matty Ice, yes, we're gonna have that, right? AB?
Yeah, we got. Yeah.
Okay, should we? we have
Cowboy.
We have Cowboy. We should get Cowboy back on the show.
Cowboy, by the way, if you guys haven't watched any of the things I've done with Cowboy, he is a monster when it comes to women's college basketball.
I think Cowboy has a problem. First of all,
what's different about what Cowboy's doing than what anyone else here in the chat or what I do when it comes to trading options?
Nothing is different. No,
Okay.
we all have problems.
Yeah, everyone's got problems. Cowboy's got answers. Cowboy's got answers.
Cowboy's texting you about North Dakota women's basketball,
And they won. He said they were underdogs. They were plus 140 money line, and he said they were going to win by double digits. And what did they do, Spencer? They won by double digits.
I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did.
They won by double digits.
Okay, there's some questions from the chat. We got a few minutes left in the show. Someone asked about Rivian. Let's pull up the Rivian chart here. I always hear this about Rivian.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Matty Ice, if someone does not take the Pats -6 against the Falcons, Matty Ice, you're the quarterback for the Falcons.
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be
doing this.
talking about this or betting on the game.
Yeah.
We're betting against the Falcons. Well, maybe that's a good insider tip, Spencer, that the Cowboy or the quarterback himself is taking the other team.
Maybe. Okay, Rivian. Here's what I would say about Rivian. 2 days does not make the story over, right? If recent history, if this were last year or 2019, I would have said, yep, the top is in, we're done, right? But every time you try to call the top in any sort of high-flying stock like this, or anytime you try to say, yep, it's over, get out, party's over, go home, you've been wrong. Because every single high-flying trending stock has shown itself to make more than one move, right? AMC, GameStop, they rip higher, they come back down, they consolidate, they rip higher again, they come back down, and they rip higher again, right? So Rivian, the valuation makes no sense. But there really is no difference to me between 180 and like 100, because it all makes no sense. The valuation makes no sense at 100. So to me,
there's about a 50% difference there.
No, I know, but you like from a market cap perspective, it doesn't really make a difference to me because we're still in crazy town, right? So I guess my takeaway here on Rivian is if you are trading in the stock, based on what limited history we have here, we've got a week of history. If you're trading the stock, we are at a very interesting level right now, right? Like the 123 to 125. Here, let's go to a daily. I don't like the intraday chart. Let's go zoom in on here. Let's zoom in more. Okay, so yeah, this is so gappy. It's impossible to judge. But what is that close from the 11th? The close is 120. We'll call it 123. And we're at 123.70. So we're at like an interesting area of like technical support. The other interesting numbers I would have, you should probably have written down if you're active in the stock, are way down below, right? The opening price, the first day close on the IPO price. I don't remember what the IPO price was anymore. But
I think it was like 90.
That sounds right. 90 sounds right. I would look up, I don't know the answer, but I would look up the lockup expiration. It's 3 to 6 months out, but sometimes they do some funky stuff. So look up the lockup expiration. Have that written down somewhere. Also, the analyst quiet period typically will last 30 days. Okay. When that 30 days expires, you get all of the firms, the Wall Street firms that underwrote the IPO, they're allowed to come out and give commentary. And well, wouldn't you know it, it's almost always bullish. Why? Because they're incentivized to promote the stock and sell the stock because their firm underwrote the IPO, right? They want to see it higher. So in 3 weeks, we're going to get a barrage of ratings from the underwriters here, big Wall Street firms. I don't know who they were in this case, but it's easy to find out who the underwriters are. You can just you can Google it. You can watch Matt Hammond on our show every week, or you can literally you just look at the filing. The information's all in there. But here, I'll show you. You can even probably just Google right now. It just show you real fast. That's what I would do if I wanted to find out quickly. As I would. Where's my freaking screen? There it is. 1 second. I can't share my screen right now. It's being super.
Why
weird.
is Volkswagen an OTC? Is it just because it's a international company?
Wait, hold on a second. I'm trying to share my screen, but it ain't.
Someone that's smarter than me explain that to me.
Okay, so can you see my screen? No.
Oh my God.
You can't.
Holy cow.
Can you stop sharing? I screwed this up. What the hell?
What's going on?
Take my screen off, please.
Taken off.
Jeez. All right. I screwed that up. I'm sorry. It won't let me share my screen. Okay. But point is, Google underwriters, right? In Rivian shouldn't be hard to find. And they're all going to come out and they're going to give it a buy rating, overweight rating, buy rating, price target this, price target 120, price target 150, price target 180. I don't know, right? Making that up as far as the price targets, but they're going to be bullish. Is my point. That can often serve as a catalyst. I am loath to say the story is over, the movie's over, because that's been wrong. That's been wrong this year. I was not super bullish on this IPO when it came out. That was wrong. Clearly, the chart says the bulls were right. I understand people that bought this thing 2 days ago are like, what the F is going on? It was 179, and now we're down to 122 in 2 days. That's a lesson in risk tolerance. It's a lesson in cutting your losers. If you're in this for a trade, if you're in this for investment, then why do you care? You shouldn't care if you're in this for an investment, right? It's tough though. 123 is very important based on just the price history, because that was your close on day 2. That was your day 2 close, and that's where we're at right now. So I would say, I would say if you're in this thing, you have a couple. You probably have some more positive catalysts coming down the road. It's probably liable to spike again. I don't know when. If I did, I would buy it right now, or I'd buy it the day before. But trying to call a top is a fool's errand. Trying to say the story's over is a fool's errand. I'm not going to do that. So, sure, yeah. But that being said, keep an eye on 123, please. So, okay, that's my Rivian rant.
All right, there you have it. All right.
Wait, you asked about Volkswagen?
Yeah, it's an OTC stock.
Yeah, a lot of okay. So, quick note on that: a lot of international companies that are based overseas and trade overseas. They trade on the London Exchange. They trade in Tokyo, in Shanghai, in Germany, right? Or Sweden, right? They trade on their home country exchange. They will choose not to have their shares listed in the United States. They can do that for a variety of reasons. They may not even care. Frankly, they may not just care. They don't want to pay the exchange listing fees. They don't want to have to deal with the compliance and the U.S. regulatory and the SEC. They don't want to deal with that. That's their prerogative, right? However, what can happen sometimes, and I'm going to wrap this up quickly because it's 2:00, is a bank will say, screw that. We want to trade this stock here in the U.S. So what they'll do is they'll create, it's called a depository bank, and they will basically create their own security that mimics the stock in question. So like Volkswagen, for example, or it mimics the stock that they want to trade. It's not technically the same thing, and they'll just create this security, and they'll start buying the stock and offer this security up to U.S. investors on the OTC market. So a lot of foreign companies do that, where they have their stock traded in their home market, and they just don't care enough to IPO in the U.S. So Volkswagen does that. Heineken does that. Adidas, Tencent, Nintendo. These are all companies that trade primarily in their home market, and they don't care enough to have an IPO in the US, and that's their prerogative. But because of the OTC markets, you can still trade those stocks. It's 2:00 though. Is that an ADR or different? It's similar. An ADR can be exchange listed.
Yeah. So quick note. Coming up now, we have our very own Benzinga NFT show, The Roadmap. A very exciting show today. Chris Kache will be there.
Did you see who their guest is?
Yeah, the Limp Bizkit drummer.
They're the drummer from Limp Bizkit.
Guitar player.
Oh,
Wes Borland.
Get it right. Which is it?
Guitar player.
It's the guitar player.
Guitarist.
All right. It's somebody from Limp Bizkit will be on the roadmap talking about NFTs right now.
Yep, and this stream will automatically set. Eduardo, I see you in the chat asking about Baba. Rewind about an hour and a half. I said I like it at 140.
But he loves it at 100.
But this is not investment advice, just entertainment purposes only. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the roadmap. We'll be back tomorrow live at noon Eastern on another episode of Benzinga Live. Please smash the like for my wonderful co-host, Spencer Israel, our producers, Rohan, Aaron, Enver, everyone out there, wherever in the world you are. Mo, take care. Hopefully we'll be talking soon.
Yeah, email us, Mo.
Email us, shows at benzinga.com.
The roadmap live right now. Check it out. End the show. How? Oh. So fancy.